Hello, my name is Elizabeth Chanhe, or Liz Lee, with United Women in Faith, formerly known as United Methodist Women. Climate justice is one of UWF's two issue priorities, and the climate justice work is focused through our Just Energy for All campaign. I want to invite you to think about some of your favorite things you enjoy doing. Would you be able to do them without energy? We use energy for everyday activities, but most of us take it for granted until we lose it during a blackout, or some when the cost becomes too high. How does our daily energy use stand when we examine it with the biblical call to love our neighbors as ourselves and to be stewards of God's creation? How does it look when examined through John Wesley's three simple rules? Do no harm, do good, and attend to the ordinances of God. The current energy system that almost all of us participate in does great harm. In the United States, 80% of the energy used to heat our homes, manufacture the supplies we use, or to get to the grocery store are from fossil fuels, oil, natural gas, coal. 62% of the electricity that we use are also from fossil fuels. Fossil fuel emissions is the main source of climate pollution that is overheating our Earth and increasing the intensity and severity of natural disasters, food shortages, heat waves, wildfires, migration, just to name a few. Women are disproportionately impacted. 80% of those displaced by the climate crisis are women. And women and girls are as much as 14 times more likely to die as a result of disasters resulting from climate change than men and boys. Fossil fuels are also a major source of air pollution. Globally, more than 8 million people died in 2018 from fossil fuel pollution, with almost 1 out of every 5 deaths due to exposure from particulate matter from fossil fuels. Fossil fuel plants and operations, as well as highways and highly trafficked areas, are disproportionately located in marginalized communities, Black, Indigenous, Latinx, Asian American, and low-wealth communities. Their bodies have borne the brunt of the harm caused by our country's addiction to fossil fuels. In 46 states in the US, communities of color are exposed to higher levels of dangerous air pollution than their white counterparts. The goal of the Just Energy for All campaign is to address the climate crisis by pressing governments and companies to move away from fossil fuels to clean, renewable energy through a just and equitable transition. We advocate for an energy future and economy where the Earth and marginalized communities are not harmed, where we can breathe clean air and easily access renewable and affordable energy. Through participation in public hearings, comments, legislative meetings, calls, and letters, UWF and friends have been pressing federal and local governments and companies to prioritize climate justice by making ambitious climate investments that would clean our polluted air, electrify transportation, modernize the grid, make renewable energy affordable and accessible, and prioritize funding to fence-line communities disproportionately impacted by our current energy economy and countries least responsible. Much of the work is done in coalition because we are stronger together. UWF provides training, resourcing, coordination, and amplification of the work that is being done to advance climate justice and just energy for all. We seek to center and prioritize the voices and leadership of communities and organizations most impacted by the environmental and climate injustice. Finally, I want to share a few ways that we can work together. This year, we have partnered with 5 other organizations through US Climate Action Network to produce a 60 to 90-minute training that connects air pollution to the climate crisis. We encourage you to conduct these trainings in your own local churches and communities. The slides, agenda, video, and talking points are available free of charge. Join us for our monthly Just Energy for All webinars every 3rd Wednesday of the month at 3 p.m. Eastern to deepen your learning about climate justice and just energy for all. Join us every first Tuesday of the month at 7 p.m. Eastern for the Just Energy for All working group, where UWF leaders and friends throughout the US and sometimes from other countries meet to receive updates, plan, share best practices, and support one another to advance the work. Sign up to receive regular climate justice updates from UWF National. Join us in our various legislative and corporate actions. At your local churches, consider partnering with your UWF and reaching out to environmental justice organizations like the local ECJ NAACP committee or an Interfaith Power and Light. Talk with your Public Service Commission to require power companies to install more renewable energy. We must phase out fossil fuel. There is so much work we can do together. Thank you for caring for God's creation, and I look forward to seeing the collective fruits of our labor.